Okay, again, while I encourage your creativity, I'm just going to show you one example of a graph that you might consider. So if you look, we've got operating profit margin, net profit margin, and return on equity for the years 2023, 2024, and 2025 for Mondelez International. So let's see how we got that going. So if I come over here to where we left off in my ratios calculator, first thing we're going to do is start grabbing some of this data. So if we look again, operating profit and net profit are my first two. So I'm going to grab operating profit and then net profit and then return on equity, because if you look, those are the three. I let go and now I'm going to hold down control and I'm going to grab onto the remaining values here. So they grab that block together. And then I'm going to go to the insert menu. And from here, I'm going to choose to put in a 2D column chart. And this is what it looks like to begin with. But let's go ahead and, with the graph selected, right mouse click, and let's move that chart into a new sheet, and we can call that a graph. Now, there's a bunch of customizations from here that will help us get this to where we want it to be. So if I select on chart title, for example, that was Mondelez International. Then I'm going to hit Shift and Enter. And then I'm going to go back into it and do Alt Enter to go below it. And then I think it was Select Financial Ratios that I was in there. Now with those different things in here, I'm going to go inside the actual box because I believe that I made these to be Aptos Narrow 18 on the Mondelez. I probably bolded it. And then the select financial ratio, I probably bolded and made it more of like a 16 so that we have a nice header on top of there. Then let's go ahead and get some data down here. To get the years, we're going to click onto the graph and go to Chart Design and select Data. And under this horizontal category, we're going to click Edit. And the axis range is going to come off of that Ratios tab. We'll grab the 2023, 2024, 2025. And we click OK. We can see now that we have those years down here. So what other customizations? These are what are called data labels. So let's get some data labels on there by hitting the graph and then chart design, add chart element. Those are data labels on the outside end. Then I'm going to click each of them and just bold and then bold and then bold. And my guess is they're probably sitting at an Aptos Narrow 14. So let's make those a little bit bigger at 14, and let's make this one bigger at 14 also. And I'm just selecting them and then using my home menu or the shortcuts. And then I think I made this one into a 12 down below, so that now we have a graph that, if we see it the whole thing at once and preview it, it says Mondelez International, Select Financial. Oops, let's go ahead and make sure that it says Select Financial Ratios. Missed that in my title. And in the Select Financial Ratios, we've got from 22 down to the 1898. We've got 13 down to the 6, and we've got 14 down to the 9. And now we have a nice little graph that shows us, unfortunately again, for Mondelez from 2023 to 2025, almost every one of their select ratios is going down precipitously, which is a pretty big clue on declining financial health. So that's how you add just a very simple and fun little graph that will visually help tell the story.